What's up, Geeksters? It's me, Omar from Geekster Labs, and today I have a product I want to show you that's for all of you guys that own VR goggles, specifically the Quest 2 goggles. And it's I'm going to be showing you a product that was sent to me free for review from Alpatronix. It's their VX100. It's basically replacement pads that you can use with the Quest 2 VR goggles, and it fixes two issues that a lot of VR goggle users probably experience, which is like usually when you play games, you get pretty hot on your face. It gets sweaty and hot when you play for extended periods of time. And sometimes the goggles don't always allow or help with blocking out any kind of light that comes in from the nose piece right here. So you have a little bit of light leakage. But this product actually fixes both of those issues. So I'm going to give you guys a quick unboxing of it and show you what comes included in the product. And then I'll talk about some of the features and benefits of using the VX100s from Alpatronix for your Quest 2 goggles. So without further ado, let's get to the review. Okay, so let me show you what comes included in the box. So right off the bat, we do have a warranty card that's included with an instruction manual to show you how to use the product. We'll push those out of the way. And then now we have the other two components of it. So the first is the plastic frame. So this is the plastic frame that you will use with your VR goggles. This replaces the plastic frame that came with it. And so there's two benefits to using this plastic frame. So the first thing you'll notice is that there are actual air vents built into the frame itself. As you know, there's all those cutaways there. So that prevents there being too much heat built up behind the frame itself when you're using the cushions, and allows air to escape so it doesn't get so hot inside the mask. And the other thing you'll notice is that we have the nose guard right here, the rubber nose guard. So this has like a little nose piece here which helps increase blackening out of any light. So when you're having the goggles on your face, typically with the regular VR goggles, I have a lot of light leakage that comes into the goggles. But this little piece right here will prevent that from happening, prevent any kind of light from leaking into the goggles, which does a really good job. It's very lightweight, it is plastic, and the only other thing to notice is that it does have the Velcro enclosure right here, so this is what you'll use to attach the pads to the inside of the mask. And speaking of the pads, we have two pads that are come included with this kit. So it does have two that are in there. These are very soft, cushiony, have built-in cooling gel built inside of them. So this is going to prevent any kind of sweating without drying your eyes while you're playing games for long periods of time. But it has a really nice high-quality memory foam that's built into it. And so this is going to need to be inserted into a freezer for like at least 30 minutes before starting to use it, so it can get cool and get cold, and then you can attach it to the face mask, and then it'll actually act as like a nice cooling effect while you're playing the game. Your face won't get hot and sweaty while you're playing with this. And it does include two of them, so you can keep one in the freezer while you're using one while you're playing games. And then if it starts to warm up and this cools down a little bit, and then it's no longer cold, well, then you can swap it out with the one that you have in the freezer. So these are all the pieces and components that come inside the box. Now let me show you how to assemble it and show you what it looks like when it's attached to your VR goggles. Alright, so now let's install the frame onto the VR goggles, and I'll show you how to put the pads onto it as well. So here's the goggles we have right here. You're basically going to flip it around, and you're going to attach this into the same spot that the original frame snapped into. So it's going to be snapped on the top and on the bottom. So we just take the frame that we have right here. Attempt to do this on camera. So we're going to stick that on the bottom right there. Snap, snap. So there's two snaps right there on the bottom, and let's make sure, nope, and then snap on the top. And so there we go. So now we have them plastered in. So let me show you the close-up. So if you notice, see the vents right there that appear on the bottom? So that'll allow air to escape through the bottom of the goggles, but then also through the top of the goggles as well. As you can see right there on the sides, right? So that's one aspect to keep it a little bit cooler, the fact that that's going to be the case. So you're going to have those air vents allowing that air to escape. But then, so what now we're going to do is we're going to grab one of our pads out of the freezer, and we're going to pop it into your and attach them to the Velcro strip. So here we have the pad, and so basically all I do is I just fold it in half like this to try to attach it to the middle, and then you just flap it that way, the Velcro that way, like so. And so now there you go, it's inserted into there. And so depending on how, you can make it a little bit higher or a little bit lower if you want. Since I wear glasses, this does work with the adapter that comes, the eyeglass adapter for the Meta Quest 2. I don't use the eyeglass adapter because I don't really need it, but I just need to make sure when I strap it in here that I make it high enough to where I can still fit my glasses inside of the goggles. But if you don't need it that high, you can definitely still lower it a little bit lower to make it a little bit closer to the eye frame right there. And that way it doesn't quite stick out as much off the top, which isn't that big of a deal. You're basically trying to find the perfect fit, so that way everything is nice and tight around the entire thing, around the entire face mask. And so this is going to do a nice cooling effect while it's against your face and while you're playing your games for extra periods of time. And then as you're playing with this, once this tends to warm up after a few, about 30 minutes or so, then you can take this piece out and you'll have your secondary pad inside the freezer. You pop that one out, pop it into here, and then you can continue playing your game, and that keeps everything nice and cool. And so this will allow you to be able to play games more comfortably for extended periods of time. But it's still very lightweight. These pieces and these parts, the plastic frame and the pads, they don't add much weight to it. So it's still going to be very lightweight while you're having it on your head. And there's no batteries or anything included in order to like keep this cool. It's all just the cooling pads from the freezer to keep that temperature down. And also that the benefit of the plastic frame is it has that additional rubber nose piece which keeps the leakage, the light leakage, to a minimum. When I'm using this, when I use the regular normal included VR goggle nose pad with it, I have a ton of light leakage. With this one, I don't have any light leakage at all. So it does a really good job of completely blacking everything out so I can just focus on the game. And it keeps it very cool. So very comfortable, very nice product to use. And so retails for a little over $20 depending on when you purchase the product. And if you're looking for a replacement pad for your Quest 2, I definitely recommend using this over other pads, because other pads are just going to swap out and replace it. But this is going to do two things for you. It's going to prevent the light leakage, and it's also going to help keep it cooler, and so that way you can play for longer periods of time and not get super hot and sweaty under that mask. So if you guys are interested in checking out this product, I'll have a link down below in the description to make that really easy to find. If you want to check out some of my other reviews, I got two other clips you can click on right here. And thank you for watching this video.